So, Nintendo confirmed the rumors, the leaks, that Ocarina of Time is getting a remake. And that's cool. I wish I could be more excited about it if the leaks didn't leak, and I hate leak culture. If you're a leaker, go f*** yourself. But, anyway, I have thoughts, concerns, hopes, and I kind of wanted to just get it out. Yeah, and I don't really have like a script for this. This is my second time recording it, but I don't really have a script for this. I don't really know what I'm gonna say. This is gonna sound super rambly as hell. Maybe I'll just call this Omni Rambles about the Ocarina of Time teaser trailer for however long this ends up running as. I guess we'll start off with hopes for the trailer. So, something that I want from this is... Okay, so I'm a long-term Zelda fan, and A Link to the Past is the best Zelda, so objectively, in my opinion. And Ocarina of Time is A Link to the Past, but in 3D, which is awesome, because more A Link to the Past. But we already got a really, really solid one-to-one remake of Ocarina of Time on the 3DS. And I know I got a couple friends that are like, why are they doing Ocarina of Time again? Kind of like sort of thing. And, I mean, they only remade Ocarina of Time once. So, and I guess you want to count, if you want to count Master Quest, but, I mean, so I don't really see it. They're not doing with Ocarina of Time what they did with Star Fox. Thank God. But we have a really, really good one-to-one recreation of Ocarina of Time. Like, the 3D version, it feels like what, like, it looks the way Ocarina of Time, it looks the way you remember Ocarina of Time looking on the 64. Which is awesome. Like, we have that, the textures need, like, some updating, but that's what we have Ship of Arcanian, the objective, definitive way to play the old-school Ocarina of Time for, because you can add the 3D textures, add freaking everything to it, have it look freaking great, have it feel fucking great, and it's honestly wonderful. Ship of Arcanian is the best way, objectively, to play the original Ocarina of Time. So, when I saw they were announcing the remake, or when I first heard the leaks they were announcing the remake, I was thinking maybe they were gonna port the 3DS over with like higher textures and stuff like that. Hopefully they don't do Majora's Mask, because even though that's my second favorite Legend of Zelda game, the last time they remade it on the 3DS, they did a terrible job. But I don't want to go into this. This is not about Majora's Mask. This is about Ocarina of Time right now. I would like... I guess I'll start off with my hopes. I want this to be a complete reimagining of what Ocarina of Time could be. Because like I said, we already have Ocarina of Time perfected, well, the OG Ocarina of Time perfected via Ship of Arcanian, the PC port. Got gyro aim, it's got HD textures, it has a bunch of quality of life thrown into it. Absolutely 100% Ocarina of Time perfected through Ship of Arcanian, with a built-in randomizer on top of it. So, fucking absolutely sold, absolutely sold. I don't want this to be a one-to-one remake. I want this to be its own thing. I want them to take what they know from old-school linear Zelda and combine it with what they learned about open-world Zelda through A Link Between Worlds and through the Wilds era. Because there is potential to make the ultimate Zelda game by combining both of those two things. I really enjoyed I absolutely fucking loved Breath of the Wild. I liked Tears of the Kingdom, but Tears of the Kingdom was probably the most disappointing Zelda game I have ever played. And part of that's because it didn't enhance on anything that Breath of the Wild built. My biggest complaint with Breath of the Wild, as a lot of old school Zelda fans, was the lack of dungeons, the lack of puzzle solving. However, exploration in Breath of the Wild is peak Zelda exploration. I'm confident to say objectively, because there's been no other Zelda world that was so breathtaking, other than Breath of the Wild. Like, the other Zelda worlds were fun to explore, but playing through Breath of the Wild's world was so mind-blowing, being able to explore it. And even if there were some areas that, like, extrinsically, there wasn't really much to find, but just intrinsically just exploring to see what's there and stuff like that was so cool. And I think they could take that aspect of Breath of the Wild and move that into Ocarina of Time and make Hyrule Field specifically one of the coolest places to explore. Even if they take that philosophy with the other areas as well too. Like Hyrule Field back in the day was incredible because it was the first kind of like open world of its time. It was still relatively new to have this big, a vast area you would explore for that. Nowadays, games have evolved. It's a little bland. That's not the fault of the game. It's just because of the time. But with what Nintendo learned with Breath of the Wild, I'm not going to say Tears of the Kingdom, because in my opinion, Tears of the Kingdom didn't do shit for exploration. The Depths was super disappointing after being one of the coolest discoveries in the game. It was fun. There wasn't shit to explore down there. And the Sky Islands that they hyped up altogether was super disappointing. The only cool Sky Island was the first one, which sucked because I really liked the idea for it. But the Breath of the Wild Hyrule is still one of the best overworlds I've ever played in. And if they take that to Ocarina of Time, that would be absolutely bloody incredible. Fill Hyrule Field with all kinds of just, even if it's not like gameplay stuff, just like random lore stuff to kind of like find, like, you know, you look around, or like discovering the Lon Lon Ranch the Lon Lon Ranch ruins in Breath of the Wild was so cool. It didn't mean anything, but it was like, oh, it's Lon Lon Ranch. More stuff like that, please. Yes, thank you. I really like how it looks like they're going to be doing more of a deeper dive into the lore of this version of Hyrule, which I am all here for. I love Zelda lore, even if it doesn't make sense half the time, but I don't really care. I eat it all up, because I kind of treat, like, unless it's a direct sequel, I kind of treat every game as its own thing, which, in my opinion, that's the way it should be. But deep dive, extrapolate, tell the story you wanted to tell back in 1998, absolutely. And this is probably going to be my hot take, but it's time for full voice acting in a Legend of Zelda game. Link not talking has gotten to the point where, in my opinion, it's gotten very awkward. Skyward Sword, he was just kind of sitting here miming and doing that, clearly talking to other people, but they didn't show anything on screen because Link doesn't talk. And in Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, they just made up a lore reason why he's mute, which, that makes more sense. But this time around, Link was a character. You could not change his name to anything else, because Link is Link. We have officially hit the point, well, we hit the point a long time ago, to where Link is no longer just an avatar for the player. Link is his own character, his own thoughts, his own feelings. So it's time, in my opinion, to give him a voice. Now, I know I'm in the minority when I say this. I liked the voice acting in the Wilds era games. I know a lot of people did not. I really liked the voice. I will admit the voice acting in Breath of the Wild was stilted because they didn't really have a lot to do in order to really give those they didn't give the voice actors enough time to really fill those roles as their characters. So it was definitely stilted. But Age of Calamity, I think the only voice that I actively disliked is Yunobo. And that's because I don't know, maybe it's my headcanon. Gorons should have some kind of rough talking to their voice and not talk like a little child. I am not a voice actor. I don't know. I love Daruk. Freaking Rivali was such a good freaking voice actor. I loved Zelda's voice. Like, in Age of Calamity, that speech that she gave to the freaking entire armies was inspirational as shit, because she had more time with the character to really feel the Zelda role. I really like, and because of that, that played over to Tears of the Kingdom, which the voice acting was better in Tears of the Kingdom as well too. And Matt Mercer as Ganondorf. Oh, loved it. And I think it's time for Link to join the cast and talk of his own volition, because the story that can be extrapolated on with having that little kid talking, I love that thought. I love that idea. You could do so much with that. Because again, Link is no longer an avatar of the character. Link is his own character. As far as gameplay goes, well, I mentioned how I want the open world, but I do not want that to interfere with the dungeons. Now, I loved shrines. I do not like shrines as a replacement for dungeons, but I love the idea of these little fucking random challenges. Maybe not 150 or whatever it was in Tears of the Kingdom. I think the 120 in Breath of the Wild was too much as well, too. You have shrines, or whatever the hell you want to call them in this game. Have, like, maybe 50 of them, all unique, and just scatter them through Hyrule. Like, you go into a cave, and, oh, shit, there's, like, a highly, call it, like, Hylia's Trials or something like that, you know? That would be cool. I think that would be super cool. But do not let it replace dungeons. This is a series where you can have your cake and eat it too. And I think that's why Tears of the Kingdom is one of the most disappointing things for me, because I loved the shrines, but I wanted dungeons on top of those shrines, even if there was only 4 of them, and Tears of the Kingdom did not deliver. Same thing with Breath of the Wild. The Divine Beast was just 5 shrines built into one, and it wasn't all that good. This is a great opportunity to hybridize the 2 ideas and give us 6, I'm saying 6 for a reason, dungeons as Adult Link, 3 dungeons as Child Link, and Ganon's Tower as well. And I say 6 because Nintendo, I know you want to, I know you can, give us the Light Temple that you cut from the original. I know a lot of those things made it into the Forest Temple. However, this is a wonderful idea to completely reimagine the dungeons for a modern age. I don't want one-to-one recreations of the dungeons. I do want the bosses to be the same. I do want the bosses to be the same. Not exactly the same, but like, I want to go into the Forest Temple and I want to fight Phantom Ganon. I want to fight Volvagia. Oh my god, Volvagia in Full HD. Oh, that could be wonderful. It looks great on Ship of Arcanian, but a whole brand new Volvagia model? Oh! But I don't want the dungeons to be exactly the same. Come up with a new Forest Temple. Come up with a new Fire Temple. Give us the Light Temple. 6 brand new dungeons, reimagined for the modern age. Remix the boss fights. Have them be like homages to the original fights. Where like with Phantom Ganon, like you have like phase 1 and phase 2 still be like, you know, so Phantom Ganon fight. Have phase 1 still be you gotta like shoot him as he comes out of the painting and so that, but remix it, make it a little bit differently, you know. And then have phase 2 be like Dead Man's Volley again as well too, but you make it just a little bit different so it feels different, you know. Like maybe that'd be cool. That'd be cool. But don't do one-to-one copies, because we already have that with the 3DS version and with Ship of Arcanian. Give us remixed linear dungeons. I actually don't like the idea that, as much as I love the Link Between Worlds, I feel like choosing your dungeon order nullified some of what the puzzles could do, because you didn't know what the player was going to have. I feel like you should start off with the light, then go forest, then go fire. The same order as the old game. So you get your dungeon item in the Light Temple. Perfect. But make sure it's not exclusive to that temple. I want every dungeon to extrapolate on what came before, to the point by the time you get to the Spirit Temple, it's complex as shit. For example, like the spinner from Twilight Princess, use it in the Arbiter's grounds, and that's it. You don't touch it again, minus a couple of little things. No, use it. The player will have that item. Use it. And that shouldn't be exclusive to just 1 or 2 items. No, make things as complicated as possible to where you're using all of your items, a combination of like 2 items in order to make things work. That's what I want to see. Make that linear. Speedrunners are going to sequence break your game no matter what. That's cool. I'm here for it. I can't fucking wait to see that. But you have an opportunity to do some incredible things with these dungeons. Especially if you incorporate some of the modern physics. Like, oh god. Like, one of the coolest things to figure out was in Gerudo Valley and Breath of the Wild, I couldn't find one of the little electric orb things. So I just sat down a whole bunch of weapons and had the electricity conduct. That was cool. That was awesome. Stuff like that. Because to me, that's a puzzle that you're trying to figure out. I think that was like the only puzzle in the game, now that I can think about it. But more stuff like that, please. I really am hopeful that this ends up being a nice hybridization of Breath of the Wild and old school Zelda, because you can do it. You can have your cake and eat it too. But I'm very confused as to why they didn't actually show any gameplay. I have worries that in motion, this game is gonna look like those. I recreated Ocarina of Time using Unreal Engine 5, and I mean, I guess graphically it looks good, but there's no soul to that. Like, that's why I'm not really too into the Halo Combat Evolved remake, because I think it just looks like Unreal Engine 5. And that makes me sad. When you have games like Clair Obscur Expedition 33 and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, both made with UE5, and I didn't even know because it looks different. Now, if nothing else, Nintendo is very good at stylizing their games. So, it's a small worry, it's not a large worry. But the game comes out later this year. Give us gameplay. I want to see the game in motion. A CGI trailer does nothing for me. A CGI trailer doesn't show me shit. I don't care that Link is sleeping. His outfit looks kind of neat, I guess, but I want to... I don't like that the Triforce showed up on his left hand, but that's me nitpicking lore. They could remix it for this game. That's fine. We'll see. I'll hold judgment on that. They can make that make sense, because he's the one destined to have the Triforce of Courage, etc., etc. No big deal. But I want to see the game in motion. I want it to feel good, and I don't want it to look like those... Because I'm going to be honest with you, if it looks like those I remade Ocarina of Time and Unreal Engine 5 videos on YouTube that looked bad, I'm gonna cry. I will cry. I will cry man tears, and it will not be a sight that anybody wants to see. And that would make me sad. And I guess my last worry is the price. How much are they going to charge for this game? It's probably going to be $80 because it's Ocarina of Time, and like as someone who loves Zelda, a lot of times Zelda fans are the worst because you're not allowed to criticize those games. Even though Tears of the Kingdom is bad. Well, it's not bad, but, like, it's so disappointing. It's so disappointing. But there's people that just... And I get people hate... People hating on Tears of the Kingdom is, like, a thing now, and people take it too far and stuff like that. But, like, God forbid you can't criticize anything. But... Why didn't you give us gameplay, Nintendo? You're always really good at giving us gameplay. The game comes out this year. I want to see what it looks like. I don't know. I'll have more to talk about after actually seeing the gameplay, and we'll see. But I think that's it as far as like my hopes. I want that reimagined. I don't want the one-to-one remake, because like I loved the Super Mario RPG remake and the Thousand Year Door remake. I thought they looked fantastic, but they were kind of one-to-one remakes. They just looked pretty. I want this to be more. This is Ocarina of Time. Every time Ocarina of Time has been made, the original and the remake, it was to showcase something brand new for Nintendo. It was the first Zelda in 3D, so boom, that was it right there. Ironically, the 3DS version was also the first Zelda game, quote-unquote, in 3D. Different kind of 3D, but either way. They treat it with respect, and I want them to do something big with this one as well, too. And it looks like they're going to, but we shall see. I think that's it for the ramble. As soon as I press stop, I'm probably going to remember, like, 30 more things that I wanted to say, but yeah. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you're excited for, your likes, your dislikes, your thoughts, and let me know if you want me to ramble more. I don't know, maybe I'll make this like a weekly thing. I'll ramble for like X amount of minutes on a particular topic and see how that goes. So, but yeah, thanks a lot, appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.